happens if we didn't do it. And I think you're quite right. They're stepping back and examining this, its broader implications, what happens to American capitalism. We'll see how it sorts out.
Much more throughout the day from you, Neil. Thanks very much. Neil Cavuto.
And joining us now is California Congressman Brad Sherman. He is a Democrat, and he is a skeptic, part of what's now being called the Skeptics Caucus on the Hill there. He has major concerns. Congressman, thanks for being here. Let's start out, and I just want to give you the first 30 seconds to succinctly tell me how you will be voting and why.
I'll be voting no. The latest argument in favor of this bill is somehow, because it's so unpopular with our constituents, that it's a great act of courageous patriotism to vote for it. My view is that just because the bill is unpopular doesn't mean it's a good bill. This bill will allow $1-million-a-month salaries to continue at bailed-out firms and even increase. It will involve hundreds of billions of dollars going to foreign investors. The Bank of Shanghai will simply transfer its bonds to its little office in Los Angeles, and then that office will sell the toxic securities to the Treasury. And the idea that in some future decade, Congress is going to pass a law hitting the financial services industry in Wall Street with some future tax of some future dimension, and that's why the taxpayers aren't going to be paying for something. That's pie that isn't even in the sky.
Congressman, I know there's so much pressure in so many ways to get this thing passed. The timeline that we've been hearing, as Neil was talking about, from a lot of people who know a lot about this financial system has been, we got to do it quickly. We should have done it yesterday. I want to read to you, though, a quote from one of your Democratic colleagues who said, Ellen Tauscher from California, who said, "Nobody likes this. It's one thing to be against something. It's another to spin it up into something it isn't." Talking about you, she said, quote, "He can't have his own set of facts." Can you respond to that?
She can't refute any of the facts. The fact is, $1-million-a-month salaries will continue. Hundreds of billions of dollars will go to offshore, foreign investors. And we'll never get any of this money back from Wall Street. When somebody can't answer my detailed, footnoted, 5, 6, 8-page documents, each one citing different parts of the bill, then they can attack me personally.
Congressman, what happens, I mean, what would make you comfortable, I guess, is how I want to ask the question. Would you be comfortable blowing this thing up and starting over?
400 eminent economists, including 3 Nobel laureates, have written to us saying, please, please do not rush. Please have hearings. Take your time and do it right. Wall Street demands the money now. The economists tell us we should do this right. I'm with the economists.
Congressman, we just have 10 seconds, literally, but will this thing be passing in the House as we see this vote coming up?
The establishment wants it. Wall Street can taste the money, and the bill has been mischaracterized in ways to make it sell. I think that it will probably pass, but we're still working.
Congressman Brad Sherman, Democrat of California, part of, as we said, a group being called the Skeptics Caucus there on Capitol Hill. We expect the vote probably in under 90 minutes. Thanks, Congressman.
Thank you.
And we'll have that vote live. Now, another big story breaking in Washington right now, the controversial firing of U.S. attorneys by the Justice Department under Alberto Gonzales. There's a new report out on all of that. The current Attorney General, Michael Mukasey, just announced he's appointing a special prosecutor in the case. Catherine Herridge is live in Washington. With this report, does that mean this controversy isn't going to bed anytime soon?
Well, that's correct. It isn't going to bed anytime soon. It's pretty significant that you had the report released this morning. We've been waiting for a year, and within minutes, the Attorney General Michael Mukasey announced that he was appointing a dedicated prosecutor to the issues here. What he wants that prosecutor to do is to see if any criminal actions were taken and if indeed any laws were broken. One of the main stumbling blocks in this investigation is that there were parties at the White House and also on Capitol Hill who are not willing to cooperate with Department of Justice investigators, and now all of those people may be required to answer questions in the case.
So what's the main finding out of this, 360-page report?
Well, we're still going through it, but there appear to be 2 main findings. Number one, the Department of Justice investigators found that then Attorney General Alberto Gonzales didn't oversee the process adequately. When you had 9 U.S. attorneys removed in December of 2006, that is the prerogative of the administration. They can do that, but they're typically removed for misconduct, and what the report found is that they were removed for partisan reasons, John.
Catherine Herridge, more to come from Washington, I'm sure. Thanks, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Well, we're watching Congress. The House right now is debating